¿Cómo está?
You insensitive prick. Do you realize how much that stings?
Oh, you want a cookie? Cry me a river.
Why, I oughta.
Good morning, sunshine.
Morning. Good morning, he says.
Good morning. Yes, it's a
It's
good.
7 o'clock here, and it's not even.
Well, it's 8 o'clock here, so sucks to be you. Hey, we're starting out great. Nobody's watching us.
Apathy is a great thing.
I know.
I hear.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So, So what kind of coffee are you having this fine morning?
The kind that I brewed in my machine, put in my machine last night, and it brewed this morning before I got up. So it was nice and toasty.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I have a special coffee that I found locally. Ooh, I have a special coffee.
Oh. The Wookiee.
Wookiee cookie. Wookiee cookie from Bones Coffee Company. Yes, Wookiee cookie. And they have 3 flavors. They have Wookiee cookie, the dark side with Darth Vader, and a tiramisu with Luke Skywalker. Imagine that. But this actually smells better than it tastes.
That right there should tell you something.
And you know how much that wonderful bag of 12 ounces of whole bean coffee cost at retail?
Probably like $20.
You're close. You're over by a penny.
Oh,
$19.99 for a 12-ounce bag.
Oh, that was a good series, right? They go off the air.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes. Without going over, the price is right.
Yeah.
You went over so bad. Oh, that's so bad. No, so yeah, it's hey, Cotton. Papa Cotton in the house. Papa Cotton, what kind of coffee are you having this fine morning? I'm having the Wookiee cookie from Bones Coffee Company, and I could tell you right now, it smells better than it tastes. And what were you having again there, Abby?
It's called Wide Awake Coffee. It is a brand from Stater Brothers.
Ah.
And I got the whole 2-pound bag for $13.99.
Fuck you. I paid motherfucking fuck.
You see, Wookiee? You see, Wookiee? Value, Wookiee.
I paid fucking $20 for this bullshit. 12-ounce fucking whole bean. Fuck. It tastes like fucking ass.
Value, Wookiee. Value.
Oh, wait a minute. I've been drinking nothing but water since April. Okay. Cool deal, man.
I pray for you.
Fine. Good job. I mean, more power to you, dude.
No,
awesome.
No.
Some of us can do it and others can't.
Coffee is the nectar of life.
Yeah, I gotta find. You know what's tough to find? When you want it,
well,
that's such a deep subject. If you want to find a good decaf, you're fucked. I mean, seriously, a good tasting decaf.
Wait. What is this word decaf you speak of?
Well, there's a little thing called hypertension, high blood pressure, bullshit like that, where the decaf might help you. But the thing is, though, finding a good flavor and something that actually tastes good, other than buying fucking Walmart brand decaf that tastes like fucking curbside shit, you're kind of out of luck. I mean,
it's okay. I'll put it this way. Remember back in the day, you had Dr. Pepper, which was really good.
Yes,
because they didn't fuck with the formula.
Yes,
and then you had Diet Dr. Pepper.
And it tastes like garbage.
It tastes like trash. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just gonna stick with the old, standby
Well, back in the day, holy shit, like about probably early 2000s, the coffee company I think is still around. It's called Millstone, and they used to have a wide variety of flavored coffees in both regular and decaf. And I found an awesome decaf they used to have, and it was a chocolate flavor, and it tasted like chocolate. It was just freaking awesome. It was decaf.
I see Millstone around.
For some reason, after a couple of years of us drinking that fucking shit, they decided to just get rid of it.
B-Dog in the chat.
Yes, B-Dog. Hey, nice decorations, buddy. I saw those. That's great. Thanks for sending that.
Is it a good morning?
Yes.
Are we decided this already?
He's up a ladder like Clark Griswold.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Chronos. Welcome. Chronos. Nice hump.
Nice hump. What hump?
Nice hump. What hump? Suit yourself. I'm easy.
Suit yourself. I'm easy. But they got it wrong, didn't they?
Don't hog the bathroom. Give somebody else a chance.
You take the ball and I'll take the one on the Tybin.
Oh, God. Did you see the outtakes of that scene?
Oh,
it took them forever to film that.
Well, Gene Wilder kept breaking and cracking up.
Yeah,
he stopped.
Wookie Cookie. Yep. Wookie Cookie coffee. Yeah. Smells good and tastes bad.
And he got raped at the store for the price, too.
1999. Actually, no. I tell you, I did not pay $19.99. See, here's a little backstory on this coffee and these three flavors, the tiramisu.
So they marked it down because they were trying to dump it because it tastes like crap.
Well, here's the thing, right? They bring these coffees in their quote-unquote premium into a chain store. I will not name the chain, but it's a chain. It's a regional chain. So they bring this in, and it's $19.99, and they have a big, huge display of it out in the front near the register lanes.
Of course.
Yeah, it collected dust fast. Yes, it collected dust. And so what they did is they pulled it off the floor and put it in their clearance area, and they knocked it off at half price. So they knocked $10 off of this thing, right?
Yeah.
So it was $19.99. They knocked it down to $10, or they knocked it down to $9.99. Still didn't move. One day, somebody came in, someone toured the stores when they're bigwigs, and said, "Hey, let's get rid of this freaking coffee here because, it's a dog and we got to get rid of it. So, mark it down to like $3.99 a bag." So as soon as I heard that shit, it does become nice to be involved in the grocery industry and not tied to one particular chain. So they put it out on clearance. And as soon as they did, I got like 6 bags.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So it is a bourbon cream morning.
Yes, it's a bourbon cream morning.
Yes.
There you go.
Have to go get bourbon cream.
I have no bourbon.
Well, they make a nice liqueur called bourbon cream from Buffalo Trace. Oh, it's so good. Yes.
Well, I'm sure it is. So anyway, they marked this stuff down at $3.99 a bag, and I bought 6 bags. And I bought 2 bags of the 1 bag of the tiramisu, 1 bag of the Wookie Cookie in the ground because they offered ground and whole bean. Now here's the thing: it's in fine print on whether it's ground or whole bean, and it's at the very bottom of the bag where the weight is, where it says 12 ounces. Nobody could figure it out. And here's the thing. You pick up a bag of whole bean and you pick up a bag of freaking ground, you know which is fucking ground and which is freaking whole bean. Come on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can feel it. Well, apparently there's some people that are,
the bumps of the bag give you an idea too.
They can't, exactly. Yeah, it's a really early to drink. Yeah, we're going. Cheers. Yes. Tis the weekend. Yes, it is. So anyway, they had this up there, and I bought the 2. We tried it out. It wasn't bad. So the next time I was in that store, they still had a crap ton of left. And so I got 4 more bags, but all in ground this time. So yeah. $3.99. And now here's the funny thing. Somebody fucked up. They pulled it off the clearance rack at $3.99 and repriced it at $19.99 and then put a clearance price sale, the clearance sign on it for $15.99. And it's still sitting there. There we go. A question for Abby from the gallery.
What does an Abby normal brain look like? Well, you know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the menu.
The questions, the question to the answer to the question is still out there somewhere. They haven't figured that out yet.
Yes, exactly. Frankenstein. Will have my Ovaltine.
What's the Ovaltine?
Nothing. Thank you. All right, the menu. So now, if you're wondering what the hell is up with the fucking tabs on this bullshit, I don't know, because in PowerPoint it's perfectly fine. When I transferred it over and uploaded it here to this fucking place, it decided that it wanted to add an extra space in the last 3. So fuck StreamYards. Anyway, so the menu for this weekend. 3 weeks to cheat.
There you go, using that French there again.
That's right. Rob Reiner, Toasted Rothschild, Cash Patel, and Jamie Foxx got Diddy.
That can mean something totally different.
So let's start off with 3 weeks to cheat. So there's several local and house races that they just finished up counting votes last week, 3 fucking weeks after the election was over. Apparently we've got the 3 races that I know of. One of them was a state Supreme Court race,
right,
where the Republican candidate for the Supreme Court position in that state, I don't know if it was Michigan, Wisconsin, or Minnesota, one of those states in that area, they were ahead. They were ahead. The Republican was ahead, I think, by 14 points, 14 votes. He was ahead by 14 votes. Okay. After 3 weeks of jerry-rigging the fucking accounts, he lost. The Democrat candidate got 20 votes.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, so they swung it by 6 votes, apparently. I don't know for sure, allegedly. But anyway, it took them 3 weeks to come up with the extra bodies or the extra pieces of paper. Okay. So, yeah, and then there was a race. Abby, you were telling me there was a race in California that flipped the same way.
Well, California is still counting their votes.
Well, I thought they finished last week, and they were calling one of the house seats over there that was an incumbent Republican.
Well, they'll call it, but it doesn't mean they finished their vote counting, though.
Oh yeah, they're still massaging all that shit.
Oh yeah. I think it's funny that they had the votes for the presidency already just tied up that night, and then everything else has been like weeks to figure out. Oh
yeah, exactly. Even the Senate race here between Lake and that asshole. Yeah, that one they still fucking start piling on, and that motherfucker got more votes than Kamala Harris. How the hell do you figure that shit out? Yeah. Anyway, nonetheless, there's cheating going on. It's pretty fucking blatant, and everybody can see it. And if you're in denial, then obviously you've got blinders on and you live in a cave. But yeah, so there's a couple of house races that are still counting. One in California, I think, or at least one. Oh yeah, they screwed over that dude in Vegas too, in Nevada. The Senate race over there, they fucked that guy up over for counting after the vote was the thing was receiving ballots after the freaking deadline. Nice. That's why you should outlaw the freaking mail-in ballots unless you're absentee or military. You know, absentee for retirees and shit like that.
Oh, my thing is they should make it to where if it's not in the office by election day, it don't get counted.
Exactly. That's what it's supposed to be.
You have these places had over 2 months to get their ballots in, and they waited till the last possible day.
Here's the thing, but that's why they're counting them after the fact, because it was, in my opinion, that's how you game the system. You game the system with mail-in ballots. Okay. Also, understand this: there was early voting going on 2 and 3 weeks before the fucking election. Okay, I voted early, like the week before. I took my ballot in. All filled out, signed, sealed, the whole 9 yards, dropped it in the bucket. I was able to track it. It was accepted and then processed, and then it was counted. So anyway, the whole point of mail-in ballots is so that you can fucking game the system.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's a shit ton of freaking ballots that didn't get counted that more than likely were Republicans. Oh, they got thrown away. I mean, holy crap. Several years ago, we got video, fucking surveillance video from some business of a U.S. Postal Service truck pulling up to a dumpster, and they're pulling out trays of fucking ballots.
Right.
Come to find out there were Republican ballots being dumped in a dumpster. The fuck is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, 3 weeks to cheat. It's a thing. Hopefully, starting next year, this shit is going to start getting investigated.
I would hope. I would hope a lot of it.
Well, here's the thing. If there's a coordinated effort, I don't give a shit if it's a state election or a federal election. But if you're having a coordinated effort to cheat, that's an organizational act. You have conspirators. Everybody's going along with this shit all the way up the fucking line.
Yeah.
Isn't that fall under RICO?
It comes under somebody. It's being told by somebody. Yeah.
Kronos, I voted early in New York. It really messed up the left nuts. Yeah, no shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. So there's cheating going on. I'm really hopeful that there'll actually be somebody that'll step up and that will be appointed to investigate this bullshit.
Like I've said this before. And I know the elections are a federal thing, but not a federal thing. Excuse me. It goes from state to state, and every state has their different law and quirk, and there's no uniformity into how a lot of these things are processed. I think that's a lot of the problem too. I think there needs to be. I think they need overall
standardization. There needs to be a standardization.
Yeah. The states have autonomy as well.
True. Yes, they do. But there needs to be a standardization, and there needs to be checks and balances.
Yes.
But the most important thing is people need to be held accountable for wrongdoing.
Oh,
and look what happened in Florida. Okay, Florida.
Oh, in 2000.
When they had that Broward County or whatever it is, that county recorder, that POS human being that was a recorder over there was actually organizing cheats. They were cutting open ballot boxes that had security tags on them. Witnesses found the tags in the parking lot. They actually witnessed it and filmed these vehicles. And then people were being threatened because they did this. They filmed it. Well, this shit got all the way, this got out. And now all that shit got cleaned up. People got thrown in jail and shit like that, which is, what they're supposed to be doing. All these bastards in jail.
Yeah, don't forget Pennsylvania, like Kronos said.
Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania. I mean, there's a bunch of states that just are fucking stupid.
Well, they had, several months ago, there was the state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania had said, we will not be counting ballots that don't have signatures and verifications. What did that lady do? The hell with that. We're going to count these ballots.
Yeah, exactly. 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 I mean, listen to what you remember what that the county recorder over here in Maricopa County said before the election about Carrie Lake.
No,
he said it's going to make Carrie Lake's life a living hell because they fucking cheated. Maricopa County is the most corrupt fucking county in my state, next to Pinell, and then my fucking county is fucked up. I don't necessarily think they did any cheating here, But
No.
there was some real weird, sketchy shit going on. Now, fortunately, the gentleman who was elected to the position of county recorder here in my county from this election is a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Meaning he's going to go up everybody's fucking ass with a microscope.
Yeah.
And he's going to make damn sure that there's checks and balances.
Well, you got to have
correct. He will correct shit. Because my county was still counting ballots here too. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
The problem that you have, and a lot of this stuff, a lot of these things are done because what they've done in the past, and this is broad all over the United States, they've reduced the number of precincts that you can vote in. Okay.
Yeah.
They reduced the number of precincts. So what that does is that creates, a logjam in counting votes and things like that. So if you have more precincts for a given area, metropolitan, rural, whatever, that people can go to that's close and they can vote, then the thing is, it's less likely to cheat with so many freaking precincts. You have more precincts, less numbers to report, okay, and less ballots that you can finagle.
Right.
In my opinion.
Well,
see, like when I voted in here, I went to they had an actual voting center in downtown. And so I went down there and dropped my ballot. Now you could go to the county library and drop off your ballot. There was a couple other different places, but I said a couple versus precincts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I went to the county recorder's office.
Yeah, in the past I've dropped because I've signed up for, to receive my ballot by mail, and which is when I physically take it over. I used to drop it at the recorder's office, but now because they're doing construction at the recorder's office, they had they moved it to a centralized location just off the main drag to take care of all that. Papa Cotton in the chat says Carrie Lake has been mainstream media mouthpiece my entire adult life. She's lied to my face for decades. Now that she's a politician, I'm supposed to believe that she says no. I don't think so. I don't blame you, man. The thing is, though, you have Ruben Gallego, who has a track record for 10 years of wanting open borders. He actually wanted to shoot frickin' J6 people the day of, on J6. He wanted people to get shot at.
Yeah. On federal ground, mind you.
Yeah, federal. Yeah. Anyway, the guy's a son of a bitch. The guy's got connections with the drug cartels.
I was going to say, yeah.
His fucking father was in the drug cartels. He left his first wife while she was the week before she was to have his child, and he just fucking walked away and washed his hands of them. I don't give a fuck about him. Yes, Arizona's corrupt. Either candidate is a horrible choice. You know what? You're probably right. Yes, you're definitely right. Arizona's corrupt as shit. The one good thing, though, about this state is this past election in the Senate and in the legislature, the Republican Party gained seats here in Arizona, which is kind of a good thing. I think my opinion is Carrie Lake shot herself in the foot the last time when she started singling out the McCain voters. She shouldn't have done that. It was just a big fuck up. She should never have done that. She should have kept her mouth shut on McCain and all that shit and their voters. I think that kind of left a very bad taste in a lot of mainstream Republicans' mouths. So that could be why. I don't see Lake being corrupt. You know what? She did something that was pretty sketchy earlier in the year. She recorded some guy.
Yeah.
Now, legally, she could do that without letting him know he was recorded in this state. It is legal to do that. You can record conversations and things like that. And it only has to be one person involved that knows about it.
It was the head at the time. At the time, that guy was the head of the Republican Party in Arizona.
Yeah, and she recorded the guy, and it's kind of sketchy, a real sketchy situation. I didn't really appreciate it either. You haven't had her lie to you your whole life. I haven't. I don't. I have to take your word for it, and I will. But again, she did some sketchy shit with recording that guy. I think was not a very good move, even though it was legal here in this state.
Wasn't she a TV reporter before she got into
Yeah,
all
she
this?
worked. Yeah, she worked in Phoenix. That's what he's talking about. That she was for like 20 years. She was on TV, and so I don't know. But nevertheless, yeah, Arizona is fucking corrupt to the core, especially at the state house level. At least the governor and all the cabinetry shit. This governor and this AG and Secretary of State should have never been elected, in my opinion. They got in through backdoor deals and cheating, in my opinion. So anyway, all right, let's move on to Rob Reiner. Hey, where is Rob anyway? He fucking deleted his X account. Meathead dropped out of sight. Did he fall into the barbecue pit like he promised? I doubt it. I think he went over to that what was it called? Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah. He apparently deleted his account or closed his account on X. He had like 2.5 million followers, and he just fucking dumped them all. So I don't know if he went to Blue Sky or not. I don't know. All I know is he dumped his account, and he's no longer on X. I know that he was really talking it up before the election, how much he hated Trump and hated Republicans and just hate.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was going to fucking light himself on fire or leave the country or both. I don't know. And then, yeah. Okay. His dreams went down in flames. But so now he's canceled his X account. No one's really fucking seen it.
I just love these idiots that I'm going to leave the country. Well, go ahead. Leave the fucking country. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
But they won't. They won't because, they're pretty much
no one
now in the countries.
Let me tell you something. Okay. So I had this conversation with my daughter. She's 14 years old. Now she's on YouTube and some and Instagram and stuff. She follows some influencers on YouTube that are more in her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
These people are actually literally scared to death because now Trump is going to be president. They're scared to death that he's going to send out fucking like shock troops to find these LGBT people or sympathizers to the LGBT community because he didn't want kids to get fucking mutilated. Allegedly, in my opinion. So he didn't want kids to have all that stuff, the puberty blockers and all that shit. Right. So these people are freaking out. Literally. They don't know where to go now. And she's like, calm down. He never said he wanted to do any of that crap. He just was wanting to protect the kids.
Right.
Protect the children. So my daughter is a hell of a lot more based than I actually gave her credit for being. Before this conversation happened, I didn't realize that she was that attuned to a lot of the politics. And she's like, these people are just freaking out. They have blinders on and they can't. They're not open to any conversations. They're very one-sided. So that's and that's what's going on. And I think Rob Reiner is one of these people where you can't fucking have a conversation with the guy without him losing his shit. I mean,
right.
And
who's the other one? There's another one too that's the same.
There's still fucking the whole panel on The View. I mean, those idiots. Anyway,
those hacks.
But so like they're all fanning the flames of, oh my God, we got to leave the country. Oh my God.
Bye.
They're fanning the flames, and so all these people that follow them are freaking out because they don't have any resources to do whatever. They don't know what to do. They really don't know what to do. And Rob is another thing. He is. So I mean, they don't know what to do, and so they're freaking out. And I think it's because of the propaganda that's out that's being perpetrated by the MSM, the mainstream media.
Oh yeah.
And these influencers that are, to the left and things like that they watch, follow, see, read, all that shit, especially the news. The news is not unbiased anymore. It's completely, totally. MSM is completely one-sided. And it's a shame, but it's like that. But it is, unfortunately. I hope that Elon Musk buys MSNBC, baby.
That'd be hilarious.
They're all freaking out over there. So, yeah. So, good old Rob Reiner.
Did you see the clip of Rachel Maddow breaking down on air?
No, I don't really give a shit.
No, you'd like this. She was breaking down because the headline was that Musk possibly to buy MSN, and she starts crying on air.
Yeah.
When she reads it, I'm all like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
why are you crying?
Cross in the chat says the view should be in a mental hospital. Yeah,
yeah. I don't think there's one big enough for them, though.
I don't think there's one for their egos. Yeah.
At least that Joy Behar, that hack.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see Musk if he did actually buy MSNBC. And that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So let's move on here to the Toasted Rothschild. So here I have oh, damn it, Jim, I fucked up. Hold on a second.
Too many buttons and switches.
Here we go. Hang on. Here we go. So here we go. We have a member of the prominent Rothschild family found dead after Laurel Canyon house fire, neighbors say. So apparently this was a gentleman, member of the Rothschild, William Rothschild, the member of the prominent banking family. The fire was put out by 45 firefighters in a little more than 30 minutes, with some returning a day later to extinguish a small section of the home. A man found dead after his Laurel Canyon house was badly damaged in a fire Wednesday afternoon was a member of the prominent Rothschild banking family, neighbors said. William Rothschild, he was 87 years old, apparently. He was a big collector of cars and such. So the burned out residence described by the real estate listings service as an 825 square foot 2-bedroom property worth about $1 million. Now, think about that. 825 square foot 2-bedroom property worth $1 million. What the fuck?
Yeah. California for you. Everything's overpriced.
Yeah. So basically, it seemingly had little of the opulence befitting a descendant of the world's most powerful bankers. The Hollywood Hills home was bedraggled and sooty the day after the blaze, which, according to the Los Angeles Fire Department, was put out by 45 firefighters in about 30 minutes, 5 p.m. There was video out there of the fire. Neighbor Dana Gladstone said that he was at home during the incident, but didn't see the fire. Still, he said he heard a woman say, "Oh my God, that's awful." She was probably giving the news that he passed. Was giving the news he passed. Yeah. So he was 87 years old at the burned house. Another database shows that a 77-year-old man was with a similar name owning the property. The deceased man will be formally identified and his cause of death determined by the Los Angeles County Coroner Medical Examiner. And now here's another thing here. This is quite interesting. The guy was attached to his dog. I knew him as Will. Now, as we go down here a little farther, shit. Where is it? It's anyway. Maybe it's up here a little bit.
Yep.
They also said something about his dog was missing. They couldn't find his dog. His dog is he's devoted to his dog, an Afghan hound. He was a friendly man who described himself as a graduate of Yale University Gladstone. But apparently they can't find his dog. So it's an Afghan hound. So it's a pretty good sized dog. They couldn't find his. I was reading it. It said, yeah. So there's lots of security cam footage. He bought Michael Jordan's old Porsche. Yeah. So two people said the holdings included a red Porsche that had once been owned by Michael Jordan, the basketball superstar, has owned several Porsche 911s over the years, including a red one, worth about $500,000. Fire department said no other injuries were reported, but one neighbor said that Rothschild's dog hadn't been seen since the incident.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. The dog can't be found, and who knows? Maybe they'll find the dog in the cleanup. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah. So that's good old Rothy Childy. Got toast. That's kind of interesting. He's 87 years old. Been living in the house for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he had two different properties and a lot of cars. And he kind of, I guess he lived kind of, I guess, like a recluse, I would imagine, no real family there, kept himself, except some of the neighbors. They knew him a little bit. So, yeah, I hope the dog ran away. I hope so too. I mean, maybe they'll find the dog. I hope nothing bad happened to the dog. So, yeah. So now let's go on to the latest news that President-elect Trump is nominating Kash Patel as the FBI director. And everybody has lost their ever-loving fucking mind. As soon as this was announced, I believe that some warmongering DC swamp creature went on some MSM channel and show, saying that how Kash Patel doesn't have any knowledge of the FBI, never worked for the FBI, doesn't know anything about the FBI, etc., blah, blah, blah. Well, I think the last three frickin' directors of the FBI never worked for the FBI either.
Yeah.
Before being nominated and given the position of FBI director. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, still needs to be appointed, but damn. Yeah, there's a couple. Well, here's another thing, too. These swampy ass fucking Republicans, now that the Senate has been captured by the Republican Party, we should have had 57 seats, but I think we have 53 seats.
Right.
But it's a majority. The problem is with that, they did a secret election of who was going to be the new majority leader in the Senate, and they picked this guy named John Thune. There's three people running: John Thune, John Cornyn, and Rick Scott. Rick Scott has a better record of
favorability
record as far as a conservative than the other two assholes. The other two assholes were swamp fucks, and they're both never Trumpers. So now we've got a never Trumper as incoming Senate majority leader, and he goes and he appoints the freaking corpse on wheels McConnell as some head of appropriations or some bullshit, and then this other fucking rhino cunt is going to be head. That's the one who's going to be head of the appropriations committee. I don't know. McConnell's in charge of, I don't know.
Isn't McConnell retiring after this term? So what the hell?
I have no idea. I don't know. He froze up on stage the other day.
Yeah.
People had to ask me physically remove him from the freaking stage. So you got McConnell, who's a never Trumper. You got this other broad that's a never Trumper. And then you got the guy who's in charge of the Senate, it's a never Trumper. And a rhino. So they had this secret vote. And I will tell you, it will be leaked who voted for this guy.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of seats coming up in the 2026 election that are up for re-election.
Right.
So I really, really, really hope that the Republican ground game is strong in those states where these rhino Republicans are up for re-election so that they can be primary. Well, because what's going to happen is they're going to stonewall and block. They're the ones that are going to block Trump's freaking nominations. They're going to block.
It's going to be Paul Ryan all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's so this, he's so that. No, he's a fucking rhino fuck, and he's a backstabber. Yes. All of these fuckers are backstabbers. Let me tell you what. Some Republicans are Democrats. Some Republicans are Democrats. But no Democrats are Republicans.
No.
Okay? The worst ones are those swampy rhinos that get in there, get embedded, and they were in there for like a handful of terms, and now they think that their shit don't fucking stink. Yeah, J.D. Vance will be the incoming president pro tem of the Senate. There is historical precedent for the vice president of the United States to take control and lead the Senate. It is historical precedent. It's there. They took over the leadership position of the Senate. I don't know how long that was for, but it is historically there. So, yes, it can be done constitutionally. J.D. Vance can go in and run the Senate.
Yeah.
And from what I also understand, the President of the United States has constitutional power to order Congress to have a recess.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that the past presidents, not counting Trump's last term, but everybody before him and Biden has had multiples of recess appointments to positions that eventually stayed in that position.
Right.
So there's that. That's what Bongino Army. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Bongino. I wish they taught civics in school. Yeah, they took that out about, I think, when I was in high school.
Yeah, I think
yeah, they took that out, I think, the last year when I was in high school in the 80s. That's a course that really, really needs to be taught, civics. But yeah, so we got Kash Patel as FBI nominee, director. I think this guy is going to be, if he doesn't get killed or whatever. That's another thing. People have to understand. All these people that get nominated, we've already had harassments. I mean, not harassments, swatting attempts on Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth, and a handful of other people of nominees of Trump. They've already had this happen to them. Okay? So I'm sure that this Kash Patel guy is going to get his share of swattings and harassment and all this other shit. And yeah. So the thing is with Kash Patel, I don't really know much about the guy. I didn't know much about the guy until probably about a couple of months ago. And I'd hear him on some shows and whatever and see some posts, people talking about him. Some people played some videos. And then I did a little more research on him, after the election and stuff. This guy's a fucking bloodhound.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
This guy's a bloodhound.
He goes after people.
He will find the traitorous fucks. There's no bones about that. He will find them. Cash is fast and smart. Yes, he is.
Yes.
He will fight him. Anyway, he's going to be good for that job. I'm kind of disappointed that
be offended.
This guy
be offended.
step down. But I don't know if that was a plan by Trump or not. They put him in there, find out who all the rhinos are, because then they all freak out. Okay, they basically out themselves that once they freak out, all these rhino pieces of shit, and then he decided to step down, apparently, but and then he brings in Pam Bondi, who one of these talking heads said is female and is worse than Gates.
Oh shit.
So yeah, when you know that even your people are bitching about the nomination, your nominee, you picked the right person. You're over the fucking target when these people have lost their fucking minds.
Right.
Okay. And they lose their shit. Rhinos or Democrats.
Well,
yeah.
And the thing is, I think it's hilarious too that the left are screaming about, well, Pete Hegseth doesn't meet the requirement to be a SecDec, and it's just like, what requirement is there? Are they talking about?
Yeah,
he didn't achieve a high enough rank in the military. Where in the Constitution does it say you have to be a specific rank to be the SecDec?
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. And
if they want to push that, Reagan, Caspar Weinberger was only a captain in the military.
Yeah.
And he became SecDec.
Yeah. Yeah. Hegseth has a bona fides, 20 years in the Army, toured in Iraq and Afghanistan both. I believe he was awarded some very high medals for valor and stuff like that. Yeah, I think the guy, he, in my opinion, is a bloodhound too. He's yeah. I already know. Well, I need a shower. There you go. But yeah, I think he's kind of of the same mindset, and he is a bloodhound, and he knows what's going on in the military.
Well, he wrote a book about it.
Exactly.
And how to clean it up.
And then people are trying to shame him about some incident that happened in 2017, which has already been out and proven wrong. Proven there was no issue there. There was nothing illegal going on, anything like that. They're trying to say he was, did something with some chick in some hotel room. But it's all come out to be, bullshit to an extent. So
they haven't really been pushing that the last couple of weeks either.
No, they haven't. They've dropped that out because I think they found out that he ain't gonna budge.
No.
He's got a book out there. It probably was in the fucking book.
A
lot of these guys that bring out books. I mean, holy shit! Remember Jesse Ventura when he ran for governor?
Yeah.
And won, and he already had his book out with all the bullshit he did.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't shame the guy. He's like, read the book. It's in there. All
Poor
the shit
Jesse,
he did.
though. Poor Jesse. I had hopes for Jesse.
I did too. Well, he did come out and say that the CIA has a permanent motherfucking office right there underneath the capital of the state of Minnesota. And that once he was elected governor, and once he took the oath of office, him and his secretary of his chief of staff were summoned to this secret meeting below the Capitol in some secret bunker, and it was all CIA people, and they were grilling his ass on how did you get elected and all this shit like that. So, and he brought that out years later, obviously. He doesn't go into detail, but
he voted for Kamala this election.
Yeah, I know, and
that's what he said he did.
Yeah, he said he did. But it is what it is. Jesse's Jesse. Who knows? But yeah, so Kash Patel is FBI director. A lot of people, and this was driven by Trump voters. He was pushed. Everybody started talking this up on X. All the Trump voters, all the MAGA people were trying to get Trump to go with Kash. Maybe he already had him on his list. I don't know.
Yeah.
Things are still to come. Unfortunately, we have to wait for another 50-something days for him to take the oath of office and take control. And that's the scary part, because this current administration is pushing hardcore for World War fucking III.
Yeah.
Hardcore. I mean, a direct provocation has happened more than once since the election by the United States. A direct provocation. We give weapons, we give ballistic missiles to fucking Ukraine, tell Ukraine, yeah, have at it, have fun, fire them at Russia. So they shoot these motherfuckers off, and it blows a lot of shit up, kills a bunch of people. And so the Russians get all pissed off, fire a hypersonic missile that nobody can fucking stop, and they blow up some shit in freaking Ukraine. Then they come out and they change their rules of engagement, saying, guess what? We'll tack nuke your ass if you do this shit. And then the fucking White House decides, oh, we're going to give them fucking, we can authorize them for transfer of nuclear weapons to Ukraine. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, left, right. The real winner is Israel. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah, I don't want to be glassed. No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, here's the thing, too. The Russians fired an ICBM, non-nuclear, into Ukraine as well. Yeah. That's the first time that's happened ever.
They did. Yeah, they did. It was in response. But they also did the hypersonic as well. Hypersonic missile. So, yeah. It's getting crazy. They're wanting to push a bunch of shit. And then, okay, so, and I wish Bunny was here, because this is a hot subject for him. But apparently, the land grab is going on with FEMA, and in the state of North Carolina, Western North Carolina, that was, pretty much jacked up with that hurricane. Pretty bad. People are still fucked up over there, living in tents, shit like that. The FEMA comes in and kicks them out of these fucking shelters. And then, Health and Human Services comes along right behind them and threatens them with taking their kids away because they don't have a fucking home or some shit like that. Okay. And then the state, the governor and the state, the county, and the city decide that all these homes that were built, these small homes that were built by the Amish for free, they're not approving them for habitability. And someone took a tour of these and posted it on X, and there's not a damn thing wrong with these fucking houses.
Yeah, it's built by the Amish. It's going to last forever.
It's freaking quality. And so the city and the county are disallowing people from moving into these things. Why is that? Well, the reason why, in my opinion, they're on the take with FEMA and all these other government agencies that want to buy up that fucking land for a real good deal, force these landowners out, force them to pay because there's lithium there, and they want to mine the shit out of that. And I have a feeling that this shit's going to happen before the inauguration. And I know Trump has to be watching this shit. And he knows what's going the fuck on over there. And I don't know if this could be reversed if they come in and fucking do this bullshit along with the governor. The governor's on the take, I can tell you that.
Right.
That's my opinion, but he's on the take. There's no fucking way. This guy fucking looks the other way at half his fucking state. Okay? And Trump won North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay? That was a swing state. But yeah, FEMA's a scam. FEMA needs to be fucking gutted. That was one of Jimmy Carter's things. FEMA, the Department of Education. It was another one. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was ATF or something like that. Or no, Nixon. Nixon did the ATF. Thank you, Tricky Dick, you fuck.
Yeah. And he did the EPA.
Yeah, EPA, that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, they need to reorganize these things. They need to get rid of, like we said before numerous times, they need to get rid of the Patriot Act. They need to get rid of the Department of Homeland Security. And all those agencies that are under Homeland Security need to be put back in their proper departments like they were before.
Yeah, the Patriot Act The Patriot Act is a catalyst for a lot of the sinister bullshit that has happened over the last 20 fucking years to American citizens. And the Patriot Act needs to be rejected. It needs to be dissolved. And all the departments that were under the Department of Treasury, the Department of Interior, need to go back to those departments. Everything needs to be reset back to what it was prior to, in my opinion, 9/11.
Yes, David, he was.
Yeah, DEA and ATF, that fucking bastard. I'm the law crook. Oh, sock it to me. I don't know about that, Glenn.
Because I'm the president.
Yes. But yeah, so in my opinion, is that Patriot Act needs to be dissolved. Department of Homeland Security is not necessary. That needs to be dissolved. And all the agencies under the Department of Homeland Security needs to go back to the original agencies that they were under prior to 9/11. Like the Border Patrol was part of the Department of Interior. The Secret Service used to be part of the Treasury, that I don't think they are. But anyway, yeah. Crazy shit. Okay, so Jamie Foxx got Diddy. So now there's a rumor going around that Jamie Foxx was claiming, and people are saying it was a joke, claiming that P. Diddy poisoned him, and that's why he was in the hospital back in 2023 for so long. Now, let's lay this out. Jamie Foxx was in the hospital for quite a long time. People were speculating it was a jab-related thing. Was never proven or disproven. He got out of the hospital and laid low. Laid low for a long time. As soon as P. Diddy was taken into custody and thrown in jail, all of a sudden, he emerges into the public eye. Jamie Foxx did. All of a sudden, he's making appearances at sports events and all this stuff. And now he's doing tapings of I think it's a Netflix special or something like that, comedy thing he's doing. And so there was three tapings of this. The rumor is, per Joe Rogan and other people who claim they were there. There's 2 or 3 witnesses that claim they were there and heard it. One's a bodyguard, one's a comedian. I don't know who the third person is. But anyway, so the claim is that Jamie Foxx talks about in his act that P. Diddy poisoned him and that he's the one that called the FBI on P. Diddy. Now, there's a comedian who claims he was there, and claims that, in his opinion, on how he knows how jokes are written, punchlines, and things like that, it was not a joke.
Yeah.
Now there's multiple tapings for this special. Every taping he mentions it. Now, whether or not it's going to be aired is another matter. There's a bodyguard that claims, I think it's his bodyguard, Jamie Foxx's bodyguard or somebody else's bodyguard, claims that they were there and he heard him say it. And so, yeah, there's some weird shit going on. Now, the more that people dig into the P. Diddy thing and all this stuff's coming out now, keep in mind, P. Diddy was known in the celebrity halls as a freak party, thrower.
Yeah.
They confiscated a lot of shit out of his homes. A lot of shit. Video, audio, and photographs. A lot of it of his parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then there's a bunch of shit that was on a plane that ended up over there in some fucking island off the coast of Africa that has no extradition to the United States.
Yeah.
So what did he send over? Who went over there? Because people speculated it was him, but he didn't go.
No.
Or unless who stayed here is his body double.
Who knows?
Who knows? But apparently there's a list. There's a list of people. Just like there's the Epstein list. And, you know.
What I thought was funny, you had his ex-girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, coming out and saying that, oh, people should not vote for Trump because he's a bad person and blah, blah, blah. Well, like, wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me not to vote for Trump, but you're sitting there backing Diddy? What do you know about him?
Oh, I'm sure she has a plethora of events and memories that she has with all that crap. But of course, all these Hollywood people, all these entertainment industry, they've all gone like off the deep end on the left. But here's the thing. There's a lot of this stuff that's going on in Hollywood. These people are getting compromised. They're these parties that Diddy threw, these things that Epstein did, these things are all tied into acquiring leverage from these people. Pretty much. Yeah. All of them need who's it? R.I.P. Isaac Cappy.
Uh-huh.
Who's Isaac? We don't know. We don't know who Isaac is. Hola. So a lot of these things, like with the Epstein thing, that whole thing, once you got to the island, you were done. Yeah. They had pictures of you there, whatever. I mean, it didn't matter. All the information's there. That's why that list isn't out, because there's too many people throughout the, echelons of government, entertainment industry, fucking big banking, probably big pharma. There's a whole bunch of shit, not just Americans. Okay. Also, the news that was squelched of the news that there was a Japanese news team there that went to Epstein Island.
Yeah.
And according to eyewitnesses that were saying that there was some things being dumped into the ocean. Well, this Japanese news crew apparently verified that, yes, there was a quote unquote dumping ground off of the island, off the coast of the island.
Yeah.
So, but that information was suppressed here in the United States. Yeah, he was suppressed here in the United States. I hear there's someone revealing pics of Abby out there. Yeah.
Yes.
He was an actor and had a lot of interesting things to say about Hollywood before he died. Ooh, okay, we got to look that guy up. Isaac Cappy. Yeah, Isaac Cappy. Scary. Don't look at the hump. Yeah, there we go. What hump?
What hump?
So, you have some interesting stuff going on with Epstein's, of course, and now with P. Diddy, with this whole crazy shit that's going on with him. Who knows? P. Diddy probably did have some weird, freaky parties. He probably did have a lot of video of a lot of people, and photos and videos of stuff with him in compromising situations. But here's the thing: who was pulling Diddy strings?
Well, the rumor is that he was an operative for the CIA.
You know what?
Or an informant or something like that.
It would not surprise me if that had some truth to it. Just like with Epstein, according to when Epstein was first imprisoned and all this shit, there was speculation that he was an asset of the CIA or Mossad or somebody like that. Had ties to different things.
Just calls me Quasimodo.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's some speculation on Epstein whether he actually was dead or is dead, because the photographs of him being carted out of the cell show him from the neck down.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some differences in appearance with his ears versus known photos of the guy.
Right.
I.e., just like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I know that as you get older, your ears tend to, your lobes tend to grow, etc. But, there's some distinct stuff that there's some distinct stuff that our government knows how to do. You know how they identified several, if not several hundred, of the J6 people? It wasn't from their fucking face directly because they were wearing masks. It was because of their ears.
Yeah.
So the government has technology. They could zoom in on your ear and match your earlobe on social media to who you are, because your ear is like a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Epstein works in my local McDonald's. Hey, now, Brian, how's it going, buddy? Anyway, so they use that technology to track down a lot of J6ers, along with the cell phone stuff, that the same technology and same methods that, 2000 Mules movie used to prove there was mules carrying ballots, stuffing boxes and shit. Same technology that the FBI used to track down all these unfortunate people who were at the Capitol, whether they went inside the building or not.
Right.
It's just a whole other story. So Jamie Foxx claims that he was poisoned. At least the people, eyewitnesses, are saying he was claiming he was poisoned by P. Diddy, and that he called the feds on him.
Yeah.
And again, this is on Joe Rogan as well. That's where I saw it. Joe Rogan, it was a comedian that claims that what he was talking about was not a joke, because he knows.
Well, the whole P. Diddy thing came out not. He was in the hospital when Fox was in the hospital.
Yeah.
That there was some kind of rift between him and P. Diddy, and P. Diddy was kind of mad at him and going to get back at him somehow. I don't know what it was. They never said.
Maybe that's why Fox did what he did. If he did do it at all, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was something.
He was like They were saying he had like a major stroke.
Yeah, and I've not seen. I mean, the thing is, though, is there any good video of Jamie Foxx
in the before or after? Or
recently? Yeah, I mean after. Now I know he's doing the special. He's doing the special. He's taping.
Well, he had this game show thing that he was doing with Shazam or something like that.
Yep. He also did some BetMGM and other gambling sites promo trailers that are on, because Arizona you can gamble, so they're promoting that hot and heavy, and he was one of the spokesmen.
Right.
And they'd have still photos of him and also a video trailer commercial type deal, him promoting it in these ads. Now, I don't know how long ago he did that.
No.
Everybody knows that it's been over a year. He had this. He was hospitalized in 2023. So.
Well, if he's doing a special now, he should be. He's probably.
And the thing is, did he have a stroke?
Right.
That's the thing. Did he have a stroke or not? But apparently that's going around, having a stroke, because apparently Kim.com, who lives in New Zealand, had a stroke, and he's recovering. Yeah. Imagine strokes going around. I wonder why.
Very contagious, I hear.
Yes.
Very contagious.
Yes, like mental illness. It's a fucking virus. So, yeah. Those is good. So, yeah. Getting close.
Hi, I'm Vince Foster.
Yeah, exactly. Not squirrel or raccoon meat. All right. Yeah. Never forget Peanut and Fred. That's right.
That's right.
And that guy's going to be suing the state
Good.
and all parties involved. And I hope the hell he freaking wins. Yep. I hope he wins. Stroking. Yeah. I hope he wins. Because that's extreme government overreach.
Yeah.
You've got two. Yeah. I'll save that for another day. We'll just say that two domesticated animals that were raised as pets inside a home. And yeah, there was no signs for, like, Peanut was for 7 years. I don't know how long they had Fred for.
Right.
But obviously raised as small, as smalls, just born or, very young. When they rescued them, brought them into their home, took care of them, fed them, all that stuff like that. And yeah. So
yeah.
Sue them. Exactly. Yes. Sue them.
Yep.
Yep. They were awesome pets. They had their own the Instagram and stuff like that. They were big on social media. Fred and Peanut. So, yep. I think somebody there was just. See, here's the thing. That people, I don't know if people have understood this, but definitely in the United States, government is, we used to talk about how that on police cars they would have the logo or the saying, to protect and serve, and then come to find out that the police department and law enforcement has no obligation to protect you or serve you.
No.
And that it's a lie. And so, yeah, government all the way down to the police department, because police departments, they're local, they work for the city, or sheriff department works for the sheriff, the county. Their job is to inconvenience you. Okay. It's becoming more and more clear to me that that's the case. They inconvenience you. They take your tax dollars or other funding that they acquire through legislative actions, and they use that to militarize their police force. Purchase these freaking armored personnel carriers and shit.
Yeah, MRAPs.
Yeah, and a whole shitload of body armor and other shit. And so, yeah, they're there to inconvenience you. They pull you over, and they ask you. They pull you over on the street somewhere, highway, in town, whatever. They pull you over, and they ask you just for your ID and not your registration or your proof of insurance. They're fishing.
Yeah.
They're fishing. They want to check you out. They use the excuse of, you're driving a little fast, blah, blah, blah. Well, but not fast enough to write a ticket.
Right.
So, but they don't ask you for they ask you for your driver's license or ID. And then when you tell them, let me get my insurance and whatever registration for the vehicle, oh, no, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Go back to their car, call in your ID to check and see if you've got any kind of fucking warrants out or anything like that, or have a record.
Priors, something like that.
Prior record, stuff like that. Okay. That's phishing. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Right.
Okay. Any gathering of people outside their home, doesn't matter what color they are. If you're living in a metropolitan area and the cops drive by patrolling your neighborhood, they're going to stop and they're going to question you. I mean, why? Well, we're doing an investigation. What crime? And they can't tell you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, government needs to be fucking shrunk down to the size of a pea. So,
Yes.
in my opinion. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it since we finished on the old ditty to the Jamie Foxx. So I want to thank everybody in the chat: Kronos, B-Dog, Cotton Ministries. Not Brian was in the chat as well.
David Glenn
in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Kronos, you're new, or I think you've been in the chats before. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming in, and we will see you on the next one. Next week we'll have more. We'll get into more, current news and stuff like that. I'm sure it's going to be breaking this week.
yeah, something's going to happen.
Yeah, something's going to happen. All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this morning, having a little coffee and BSing.
Yes.
And, we will see you next.
We all just want to party. Yes, we don't care